Checking the sound, checking the sound, checking the sound coming out of my voice. Sounds good to me anyway. Started in just a second. Do. Okay, I think that'll do her. Yeah, cool. Oh, good. That's good timing. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. Hey, what's up? I'm Rupert Climp, doing a rare evening edition of 2 Hours with Rupert Climp, where I do just kind of whatever I feel like, and it's a show just for me. It's a show that is only watched by and created by and enjoyed by me, so I can just do whatever I want. And today, what we're going to be doing is something that I often do on my own, but I haven't done on the show yet, where I listen to a podcast and I have a parasocial interaction with it that is probably distressing to anyone that would be witnessing it, where I just sort of talk back to the podcast and, just sort of become sort of a part of the show myself, I'd like to think. And today we're going to be listening to a podcast that I check out. I don't really know how popular it is, so I'm going to give you a rundown of sort of what the deal is with it. It's called Get Played. It's hosted by Heather Ann Campbell, Nick Weiger, and Matt Apodaca. They are three comedians, comedy writers, but they also know a lot about video games, and it's a podcast about video games. It initially started as a podcast about bad video games, called How Did This Get Played? And being really dorky here, that is a spin-off of the How Did This Get Played show, which is a podcast about bad movies. That got sort of trying for them in the end, so they decided to just sort of make the format whatever they want. And in this particular episode, the episode is called Save the Switch 2. And they have a discussion about the issues with the Switch 2 and what could be done to make them better. And I have a fair amount of opinions about that. I'm going to save it for interjecting in their conversation. I don't exactly know how long this is going to be, because my points are pretty simple and succinct. These guys go on and on and on about stuff that is, I think, kind of, in my opinion, kind of an unusual kind of interpretation of the assignment, I guess. It seems like sometimes this happens with one of the, if anyone does listen to this show, I mean, in my opinion, the host, Heather Ann Campbell, often sort of responds to sort of discussions that they're having in a way where it seems like she seems to not fundamentally understand like what they're supposed to be trying to talk about. And this is sort of an example of that. But overall, it's just sort of a odd discussion that I think is, I don't think it's too difficult of a thing to figure out what's wrong with the Switch 2 and how to fix it. And I'm gonna, I'll get into that as this goes on. So that's basically what we're gonna do. I don't know how long that's gonna take. It could take the whole fucking 2 hours. It could take fucking 30 minutes or less. And in that case, we've got watch stuff. I've got stuff to watch. We'll figure that out as we get there. I don't really have any plans for that. Depending on how much time it takes, we might watch a Freaky Links, but it might just be clicking around on ObscureTube. It could be anything. It's 2 hours with Rupert Climp. You know how it goes. It could be anything could happen. Let's get to it. My mouth's a little dry. Okay. I'm gonna put on, since this isn't there's no video of this show. I looked. I'm gonna put on some footage that I think will be nice to watch. Just sort of for background noise while we listen to the noise of this show. Save the Switch 2. Let's see what we can do. I think it's a good idea for a show. Here we go. Let's do it. One second. Okay. Here we go.
Well, the Switch 2 is on the verge of being shut down. And maybe this is the Nintendo curse. Maybe Nintendo nails it and then slips. Right?
Yeah.
Their stock price is down. People are frustrated. There aren't enough games for the Switch 2. And today we're talking about how to save the Switch 2, especially if you've already purchased it. What are you supposed to be playing on that piece of shit? What are you doing with it? Is it just collecting dust? And so with that in mind, I purchased and downloaded the 25th highest rated video game of all time. This is a list that includes Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
It's the big boys list.
Yeah. 25th of all time, but I think top 4 Switch, right? Like, is it like number 1? Isn't it like the number 1 Switch game?
No, because it's Breath of the Wild's above it.
Okay, yeah.
But this is a game that I've seen on these lists for years, and I was like, okay, what the fuck is this game? If I'm going to be selling Switch 2 to somebody, am I going to play The House in Fata Morgana?
Wow.
Let me tell you guys.
Yeah, wow.
I have had so little time to game in the last week that I only have played a single round of Fortnite. Knife in my heart.
That's
rough
alarming.
Stuff.
That's rough stuff.
Awful experience for me. Like my brain is boiling.
That's like you telling me that you had 1 glass of water all week.
It is. It is like that for my body. I have an Aura ring, and the thing has started saying minor signs of injury.
Oh my God.
I think it's because my stress levels are so high.
Wow.
I have an Aura ring now too.
I like it. I thought about getting that silver. The silver's pretty good.
It's pretty good. But I like when it tells me
I'll let her
that I'm
talk.
stressed out, and I was like, guess what? Bitch,
I'll let the lady
know.
talk.
What are you telling me for? Yeah.
I'm always stressed.
But now I've been listening to it. I've been going to sleep. I haven't been doing any activities before I go to sleep. I get in bed and I shut my eyes because I'm trying to get a good score.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
that's nice.
It's really good.
It is.
My
It's
watch
really
really
good.
happy with me in my sleep. I'm in 0 sleep debt currently.
Me too. Come on. Give me that. Boom.
Previously 3 hours.
Man,
So
slept horribly last night.
Oh man,
I
you gotta get one of these. To
I
yell at you.
do.
yeah, you should.
I have one too.
Hey.
Wow.
If you need something extra to yell at you, you gotta get one of
Yeah,
these.
I'm getting one.
It's a really good. I think it.
Gonna
Game
make
of,
them hog sized though, so don't try.
It's not the most focused conversation, as you can tell.
I wish that had never been in my head. I don't want that in my head at all.
I walk
Because
in, hands
also-
look the same. Got my Aura ring, guys.
But you're like,
Heads beat red.
Like I said, they're primarily comedians, but so it's a funny show. I don't know why I feel like I have to like justify what the show is. I'm sorry.
Blood pouring out of your ears.
so this game is
Right,
extremely highly rated.
Yeah.
The House of Fun.
Now, she talks about this game quite a bit. I didn't listen to this entire conversation, but I did listen to this portion of it. And she talks about this for quite a while. I might skip through some of this because I don't know if describing this game in her peculiar experience with it is such an important detail in what I think is, germane to what needs to happen with saving the Switch too.
Fata
So
Morgana.
I might skip through some of this.
And let me
This
tell
is
you this
itchy,
tragedy
sorry.
that occurred to me last night as I'm playing this game. I am 2 hours into the game, right?
Yeah.
Which is all of my time this week to game.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of
2
irrelevant.
hours
I'm going
into
to
this
skip
game,
through
I've made
this. I'm
a
gonna skip through
single
this.
choice,
Mhm.
and it was whether or
It
not
is.
to
It
say
is
hello.
a. It is a. It is a. It is a visual novel. I think largely it's apparently like very popular. I think it's what like she's picked it. I think she said 'cause it was like one of the top rated, top selling whatever games on Switch 2, Switch whatever. That's not really important. But it's what matters is when the game came out. When the game came out, and we're talking about what is going to help us sell the Switch 2, make the Switch 2 relevant and enticing, and something that people fucking have any interest in playing at all. So let's listen to that.
to
That's
somebody.
what matters.
My option was like hi or
Come on, let me skip through this shit.
ellipses.
So I guess before you continue,
Yes.
what type of game is this?
Well, I thought
I
it
just
was going
said
to
that we
be
don't-
like a dating sim.
Okay.
to talk about
Turns out it is a straight,
Come on.
hardcore forward skip to other than the extremely high Metacritic score. Today, I when I prepped for this part of the show, the reason I'm talking about it is I know it's a great game.
Yeah.
One is part of why it got a little bit more.
I'm an empty Amazon truck.
Mhm.
I went to the warehouse to pick up something to bring it to the show to say, here's a way to save the Switch. But instead, I didn't pick up the package.
She basically wasn't able to really play it, and she spends a long time saying that.
In fact, I ran over the package.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know that I'll ever have an opportunity to speak to the game because the idea of going through 2 hours of text with a single choice is
Aw,
pretty
they're
off-putting.
so
Have you
cute.
seen that before? Like a package that was like obviously meant to
Yes.
be delivered but run over?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Horrific.
It's great.
March 14th, 2025, it was announced that a live-action adaptation from a North American
I thought they were gonna
director is
say
in
when-
development.
For the House
cool.
of Fata
Yeah.
Morgana?
Great.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
sure that'll be really good.
This game. So
If it's anything like all the other video game movies I've seen, I bet it's going to be really, really good.
This has always been kind of on my radar just because of its extremely high Metacritic, like you were saying. But yeah, I was just looking up when it officially released. It
Right.
came out on Windows in 2012.
2012. 2012. Holy hell, 2012. We're saying that a fucking game from 2012 is going to save the Switch 2. This is the main point that I need to make. And this might be basically the end of this segment of the show. But they say a lot of stuff other than what is, I think, the very obvious thing that needs to happen with the Switch 2. Is they need to make new, good games for it. One of the things that's kind of insane to me about so much of this Switch 2 stuff is they've been selling like, well, Animal Crossing Horizons looks better on the Switch 2. Tears of the Kingdom looks better on Switch 2. Breath of the Wild looks like I fucking played those games like fucking 6-7 years, like fucking at least 3 years ago I forget when Tears of the Kingdom came out. It was like fucking like 3 years ago at least. 3 or 4 years ago. It's just fucking nuts. It's like, how about some new fucking shit? It's the new system. Like, they need to stop with this whole like fixation on, hey, you can play your old games on it. Like, that's great and that's cool because the fucking Switch 2 was an old piece of shit when it came out. It's fucking like Nintendo has not been concerned about the power of their hardware, let's say, for a very long time. At least like since the Wii, I think. And like, that's fine. That they've been getting away with that. It's like they need to make that like Nintendo lives or dies by the strength of their exclusives, and there's just no fucking enticing exclusive for the Switch 2 right now. There's Mario. They put all their fucking eggs in the basket of Mario Kart. People didn't like that. Like at best, people were okay with it. And Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out. I heard that's a pretty cool game. It looks pretty fucking cool. It's not a system seller. It looks pretty great. I bet it's like at best like an 8 or maybe a solid 9 even. But it's not Mario. It's not Zelda. And it's one thing to not have a Mario or a Zelda game come out when the system comes out. That's not a good idea, but it's what they decided Mario Kart was going to be their thing, and that didn't totally work out. I think everyone can basically agree with that at this point. But like, you know, they what's kind of fucking crazy to me is that they haven't even announced a Mario game or a Zelda game. It's like you guys aren't even concerned about people getting like excited for something. Like you announced fucking Metroid 4 or Metroid Prime 4 whatever, like fucking, like, I don't know, when I was fucking in high school or something. Like that, and that's another thing. That game didn't fucking set the world on fire either. Point being is, like, they need a fucking Mario or a Zelda game. That's just basically what I have to say about this. And these guys say a bunch of other shit that is not that. And it's like, guys, they need a new game. They need to stop saying, like, hey, you can play all your old shit on here and it'll look a little better. Like, I don't give a fucking shit. And clearly no one else does either. Like, that's not going to move the fucking systems in the way that the Switch 2 or Switch 1 did. I'm sorry. So, like, it's just, that's it. That's basically the most. I probably won't have to say much more than that, because that's basically it. It's so fucking simple. It's like, get one of your fucking, totally solid ace in the hole every time fucking, exclusive, like a Smash Brothers, a fucking Zelda, or a Mario. One of those. You get one of those on there, now we're talking. Now we've got something. Now you've got something that I'm fucking jealous about. My mouth's dry. 1 second. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm having a little bit of a sort of Schadenfreude sort of energy kind of situation going on with this, because, like, when the Switch 1 came out, it took me a long time to be able to afford that thing, and as I couldn't, for years, I was looking at, like, Breath of the Wild and fucking Mario Odyssey. I'm like, shit, that looks pretty fucking cool. I'd really like to play those games, but I guess it's gonna be a while, because you can't fucking play a fucking Nintendo exclusive game on anything else. There's no hope of that ever fucking happening. So, I just had to wait. And, like, this is a great situation. Like, I got my fucking PlayStation back there. I'm sitting pretty. Like, I don't need anything else. Like, there's, like, all the fucking Xbox shit. Like, that's a whole nother fucking video or stream or whatever. But, Xbox is just dead, and, like, it's just a fucking corpse that's just being watched by vultures. Like, it's just, he's not dead, but he's basically dead. Like, all the creatures of the earth and sea are watching him, waiting for him to die so they can feed on their corpse. Like, there's no hope for any of the Xbox stuff. Like, Fable's gonna be on PlayStation. Like, they just announced that. The game looks fucking cool as hell, by the way. So, sorry to digress, but, like, it's just like there's no reason to buy a Switch 2 right now. And that's awesome, because I can't fucking afford a Switch 2. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, this is great. I don't give a shit about Mario Kart, and it's not even good for the people who like it anyway. Donkey Kong Bonanza looks cool, but, like, not something that's, like, gonna fucking make me spend $600 fucking dollars or whatever the fuck that would be ultimately at the end of the day. So, like, and Metroid Prime 4 is just, like, totally just a fucking whatever, as far as I can tell. Like, it's and there's nothing else on the horizon. There's nothing on the horizon but fucking Animal Crossing Horizons, which came out fucking during COVID. Fucking 5-6 years ago. You can play this fucking 6-year-old fucking game on your Switch 2, and it'll look a little better. And that should be enough. They think that's fucking enough. And I'm glad to see it's not working. One thing that's kind of cool about this is, like, the whole thing that sort of prompted this discussion is that, hey, like, this isn't looking good. Like, Nintendo hasn't been looking good for a variety of reasons lately, but I think most of all, it's just they're fucking getting fucking lazy. They're just like, hey, we'll just say the same old shit over and over and over again. Pokemon fucking sucked. I forgot about that. That game looked like it fucking sucked. Like, that game looked like it straight up sucked. I think a lot of people were counting on that to give them some fucking reason to have bought a Switch 2. Like, that game seemed like a major disappointment, and that you hate to see that. But, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was fucking. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad that I don't have to fucking have this, FOMO fucking feeling for years and years. It's like it's and because they're not even announcing anything that's gonna come up. That's the craziest part to me of all of this, is like, you guys aren't even gonna say, hey, by the way, there's a Mario coming out. like in the next year at least. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, it boggles the mind. Like with Zelda, it's like the fucking last two Zelda game. Like the last Zelda game you made was it like sort of just like DLC of the other one, which by itself was a very old game. Like if you'll remember, that was originally a Wii U game, I think, like at the tail end of the Wii U. You know, so like that game is old. Like you guys haven't been working on a new Zelda since then, like some new version of Zelda that isn't just an iteration of Breath of the Wild. Like it's crazy to me. Like they don't have nothing to show. Like I'm just like, how is that even possible? Are you guys just holding it so close to the vest that you're gonna be dropping this shit like hard, like some fucking Bethesda studio style? Like here it is. Here's your fucking trailer for Mario. Guess what? You can buy it today. Like that. I mean, that'd be pretty cool, but they're not that cool. They haven't been fucking cool in a while, if you ask me. So like they're not doing anything cool. No one thinks they're cool right now. And I guess it's good that it seems to be failing them financially. From what I hadn't heard that, but I think they mentioned that this episode that like their numbers are down or whatever from what we can tell. So I'm sorry I'm getting like pink in the face. This is like the most I talk in a while. So like, but like that's basically it. That's basically it. It's like guys, you gotta like you know how this works, right? Get the fucking games that people fucking actually want to fucking play out there. Like, what are you doing? Okay. Like, I'm sorry that Mario Kart wasn't good, but like you can't just keep saying like you can play the old shit on it. That seems to be their main strategy recently. It's just like the most recent thing is they're making all this hate about Animal Crossing Horizons. Like that fucking shit is dunzo, honey. Like what are you talking about? It's like that was in code. No one wants to think about that fucking shit except maniacs, like fucking for most people that's like that like gives them fucking like terror memories of COVID because it's so closely associated with that time for people. It's like you got to get some new shit out there. Like how why is this something you have to be told, Mario, Zelda, Smash Brothers maybe, but do something like that maybe, you fucking idiots. Anyway, let's let them talk a little more. Fuck, I'm just like, fuck, come on. It's not that hard. You guys are being stupid out there.
Which is when it started to get a more mainstream attention, but or more widespread attention, global attention. But I think it was sort of a slow burn in terms of sales, and I think that the Switch release, which comes out in 2021, is part of why it got a little bit more
2021
run in the collective consciousness.
This game came out in 2021. You're saying like, oh, we can save the Switch with a game that came out fucking 5 years ago. It's like, what are you talking about in this conversation?
This game would probably very much be for me. I do like visual novels.
I will say that by the time I'd gotten 2 hours in, I was interested in what happened next.
Yeah.
And I think that's all the game needs to do is give me enough that I care about what happens next. And also the fact that the game is rated M for mature and all of the reviews are like, there is some pretty intense stuff in this.
Yeah, you get
very violent, some torture, some Mario paint.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So in the game, Mario has a bucket on his head. Eventually, it's an egg. He gets all sorts of shit on his head, and he just wants something. Maybe I'll find out. Maybe I won't.
Yeah. I don't think you're ever gonna touch this game again,
Nick. I'll bet I never touch this game again.
So you're both on the same side of it. I guess I'll take the opposite action to be interesting.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
A losing side.
But that wasn't the only game that I played this week to try and save the Switch. So this week I also played a Super NES game that was previously only.
What? I'm just like, what? What are we saying right now? We're saying that we're gonna save the brand new system that costs like fucking like what? How much is a Switch 2? It's like fucking like $500 fucking or something, right? It's at least 400. I'm pretty fucking sure. It's at least 400. Yes. Let me see. Let's just fucking see. Come on, honey. Dude, come on, stop. How much is that fucking piece of fucking junk, huh? Get it on Amazon for what? For what? $500. I'm all right. It's a fucking $500. You're saying we're gonna fucking justify buying a fucking brand new $500 system with a Super Nintendo game? Like, what the fuck are you fucking talking about? Like, that just sounds demented. That's why I felt the need to do this. That's why I felt the need to do this, because I was just going ape wild in my house, going, how on earth could you think this makes sense? How is this a rational thing to say? This is how we save the Switch 2 with a fucking 6-year-old game and a fucking, like, what, 20-year-old game, 30-year-old game? Like, it's fucking insane. Like, I'm like, I might as well take this show on the road, you know? If I got this passion, I might as well put it on the fucking microphone. So I'm like, that's insane. That's fucking crazy. Like, yeah, we're going to save the Switch 2 with a Super NES game. What? Did you get hit in the head? What the fuck are you
Available
talking
in
about?
Japan, which has now come to Nintendo Switch Online because of the Switch 2 mouse controls. And
Absolutely,
that game
absolutely
is
insane.
Mario and Wario. It is a first-party
Oh,
Mario
Then
game.
again, this doesn't matter what type of game this is.
Completely hamstrung in that regard.
it,
Yeah, the Switch, because the Switch is so dusty, it is so old.
because
Like, if I'm trying to save the system just for me,
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, Fortnite. Download Fortnite, you're done.
yeah,
If
But
you can
here's
play
the
it on
thing,
the
you can
Switch
play-
2, it runs great.
it runs.
Here's the thing. I've heard the Switch 2 is a lot better than the Switch 1. I played Fortnite on the Switch 1, or rather I would say I tried to, because it fucking, like, it was insane. I'm like, do people actually do this? It looked like a fucking PlayStation 2 game. It ran like it was fucking running on a watch. Like it was fucking insane. Like it was unplayable. Like, and I'm sure it's better on the Switch too, but you can't fucking tell me it's better than it is on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series S or X or whatever. Like, I'm very, very dubious of that claim. I would be maybe able to believe it runs comparable to the Xbox Series S, but I would fucking eat my fucking shoes before I believe that it fucking runs better than it does on the PlayStation 5. It's just like, you can't say that, oh, you can play Fortnite on it. It's like, what are we talking about here? Like, there's this thing has no fucking reason to fucking exist. And it's just so obvious. It's like the exclusives. Nintendo's the exclusive, like, company. Like, that matters for them more than anyone else, I think. They've built so much of their reputation and their fucking, you know, whatever, like the connection that people have to their brand based off of that stuff, you know. And it's like the Mario games and the Zelda games that come out are the most iconic and well-regarded games of their generations a lot of the time, or at least amongst them. It's like, you get like this I'm just astounded that someone isn't there at Nintendo just slapping people with the fucking newspaper, just saying, get a fucking Mario out there, you fucking jackasses. Like, what are we doing? We can't make Super Mario Wonder or whatever. Or, like, we can't make fucking, you know, Zelda fucking Dynasty Warriors. We can't tell people that they can play, you know, Tears of the Kingdom, which came out ages ago and it looks better now. Remember that game that looked like shit? Well, now you can play it and it doesn't look like shit. It's like, well, I already played it and it looked like shit. All right. And I'm not going to play it again. Like, I'm not going to buy, like, I'll play it. If I ever have a reason to buy a Switch 2, like a real reason, like the reasons I've been clamoring on about, then I would love to play Tears of the Kingdom in higher resolution. That'd be great, but I'm not going to buy the system for that. And I don't think a lot of other people are either. It's just stupid to think that they're going to do that, to play games that they've already played to death for years, you know, in a you know, I'm sure it looks a lot better. I don't think it's so fucking crazy looking, so much better looking, that it justifies that sort of cost. It's not like, dude, you gotta see this. You gotta fucking see this. You can't even imagine how cool it is to play it looking this good. It's like, I bet it's just like, it's like a little better, you know? I bet it's pretty cool. But I bet it's like ultimately, you know, just sort of a novel experience. I bet a lot of people won't even fucking, like, Tears of the Kingdom's a fucking huge game. I fucking played that game a long time ago when I was in a situation where it was like, I'm not going to get into it, but like, it was like physically difficult for me to play it. And I was like, I'm in a better situation now. I would love to play it on the TV over here, you know. And I started playing, like, this game is so fucking much. It's so fucking long. It's just like I'm just, my point being, it's like, if you buy a Switch 2 for that reason, I bet he's like, oh, okay, well, I maybe I'm not gonna play all of Tears of the Kingdom again. You know, like this fucking like potentially 300-hour long game. I'm not gonna play it all again. And what am I doing with my Switch 2? I guess fucking nothing, because there's nothing else to do on it. You know, it's just a bummer. I imagine for if you have a Switch 2, it's a real bummer, because there's again, I'm not gonna harp on it, but like they haven't, as far as I'm pretty positive I would have heard if there was an announcement. I'm not like the most savvy person on earth, but I do keep abreast of video game news pretty, you know, pretty on point. I think I'm aware of a lot of like I said, the Fable thing that just fucking got announced. Like if I think there was a fucking new Zelda or Mario game announced, I would be aware of it right away. Like, that hasn't happened. They haven't fucking said anything, and it's just crazy to me.
It's great on Switch too.
But
Like,
I'm
what
not,
what does
I'm not
anyone have
here
any
to
reason to look
just
forward to anything
pacify my own needs. I'm here to try and save the Switch for other people.
Let me play devil's advocate.
for other
here.
people?
Uh-oh.
Why does the Switch 2 need saving?
What are you talking about? There's
'Cause
nothing fucking to play on the
Yeah,
fucking
but
thing.
Exactly.
but I'm like from sales wise,
It's crashing.
it's crashing. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there was like some stat
See?
that like around
I did not
this
know this.
time, around this time in the Switch 1's launch, it had hit a certain benchmark,
Yeah.
and it's not quite there yet.
Got it.
With this,
It's underperforming
It's
relative to the previous generation.
yes,
Nintendo Switch 2 sales slowed significantly over the 2025
go.
holiday season compared with the original, with declines in the US around 35%.
Wow.
By comparison.
That
and
seems pretty bad to me.
16% in the UK. That was 6 days ago that news story came out on GameSpot.
I think a big issue for this console and for all current consoles, unfortunately, is they're sort of mid-generation, right? Because, and I guess by that I mean a new game comes out, and you're like, oh, great, this is going to be for my PlayStation 5. Great, this is going to be for my Switch 2. Actually, it's on both. You can play it on your regular Switch.
Sorry,
you can
pause the wrong
play it
thing.
on your PlayStation 4.
This is the thing. Like, this is the thing. This is the thing that is like I think especially since like Nintendo just handily ceded the ground of hardware power when it comes to why do you want to buy one system over the other, or at least have buy it before you buy the other one, or whatever preference. Like since the Wii, I think Nintendo just ceded the ground of that at being something that is a check in their column, and as a result, they've put further emphasis on their exclusives. Like, I just think it's fucking crazy to like the Switch is, I think, going to be for most people not their default machine for that reason. If there's a game like fucking Elden Ring or something like that, they're gonna play it. Like, I think most people out there would rather play Elden Ring, like one of the most popular games ever, on a PlayStation 5 or a PC, way before they would play it on a Switch or even any kind of Nintendo hardware, just because that's not what they fucking do anymore. That's not like, no one's expecting them to do that, and that's fine as long as they do the exclusive thing. So what he's saying here is not really a like for the other guys, that's true, and we're kind of in a weird place right now because, like I said, Xbox isn't doing shit. There's some other stuff that's going to happen with like Valve or whatever, which is, we'll see how the hell that goes or whatever. But like right now, it's like there's not a whole lot of, it's like PC or PlayStation, I feel like, and Switch is in like, that's one of the problems with this shit right now, is that Switch is in this weird fucking nowhere space where they're selling you a bunch of old fucking shit that's exclusive, and they're trying to say like, hey, you can play Cyberpunk on here and stuff like that, but my perception anyway of what is going on here is that when that's going on, people are like, yeah, that's cool and that's interesting, but like, one, we already played Cyberpunk, that's old or whatever. But like a lot of these games that they're trying to like advertise that, oh, this looks better on the Switch too, is cool, is other older games. And also it's like they oh shit, I just lost my train of thought. Fuck. I've been talking too much. Um, they oh fuck, come on. It's fine. I lost it.
There's less of a need. It's going to run worse, but it'll run.
Now I'm sorry. Now I remember. Um, yeah, that's basically it. That like even if it does run better than it does on the Switch One or whatever, it's like it's not running better than it does on a PC or a PlayStation 5. I don't believe that there's like Cyberpunk 2077 is running comparable to a Switch or to a PlayStation 5 Pro or even a PlayStation 5 Basic or even a moderate to mid high tier PC on the Switch 2. I'm like, even if it runs good, it's still not the preferred experience, the preferred machine. I think for most people that are trying to discern, hey, what's the best machine for me to have the most like kind of broad availability of stuff I want to fucking play that's going to look the best that I can afford. You know, that's either going to be a PlayStation 5 or a PC or or maybe an Xbox for some people who are just maybe not educated about how bad or dire it looks for Xbox. That could still be a viable option. I've got a fucking Xbox Series X that I bought a million years ago here. Cyberpunk 2027 runs great on that, comparable to the PlayStation 5. I don't think the Switch 2 is doing that. That's just not good enough to say like, hey, you can play a game on here and it doesn't totally look like shit. It's not totally unrunnable like you can play Fortnite on it, which I mean, you could tell me you could play Fortnite on the Switch One, but in my experience of it, that was not possible. And like I've seen other shit on there, like The Witcher 3 and whatnot, which is a fucking abomination on the Switch One. Like you can say, oh no, now it actually doesn't look like shit. It's like, okay, that's not gonna fucking make you drop $1,000 on something. That's just fucking
you could
stupid.
Still play God of War Ragnarok on a PlayStation 4. You could still play Metroid Prime Beyond on a regular Switch. So there's less of a reason to buy one because if you already have the thing, you can still get the game. And from a consumer standpoint, that's good, right? Because you're like, oh, I actually don't have to buy the new thing. I can just get the new game. I can't afford to get the new thing. I already have the old thing. But the new game comes out, I can get the new game. That's good. But it holds back I think the games. Like it holds back the potential of the current system.
Sure.
Well, that was the early PS5 lifespan issue of all these games were also on PS4. That seems to have been resolved now.
Yeah,
but
they actually
the
did
brand
something about
split
that
for the Xbox Series S and Series X completely hamstrung it in that regard.
Yes.
Yeah, the Switch, because the Switch is so dusty. It is so old. It's from almost 10 years ago at this point. So.
Yes.
But also,
and I feel the need to reiterate this, that like the tech in the Switch One was old at the time of its release. It was a antiquated fucking, like it was not comparable to machines being released at the time that were its competitors at the time, and it's still taking that into account 10 years old. It's just like it's a veritable antique at this point.
In the same parcel as the idea that November 2025 was the worst month for hardware sales in the United States since 1995.
Oof.
You have to go back 30 fucking years to find a November this dismal, and the Switch 2 is the anchor sinking that ship.
Yeah.
Because that was the big console for this Christmas. And parents weren't being pushed by their kids to go out and get one because unless you're playing Bonanza, what are you playing on the Switch 2?
I feel like also kids today are not really like.
I'm gonna sorry for this gruesome image of a polar bear consuming a seal. I like the better one is the baby bears. Hopefully that's the end of that. Okay, back to the podcast. Sorry. Actually, give me 1 second because this is not going to be on for much longer, and I do have other background footage. I don't want to just replay this, so give me one moment while I pull that up. Okay. I figured I'd just change it now. Let's change it now. Yeah, cool. All right. Okay.
Look, we like Nintendo. The Nintendo brand is strong with Nintendo fans,
Yeah.
right? But kids who are new to games I don't think aren't necessarily being catered to. There are no baby games for babies on Nintendo anymore.
I fundamentally disagree,
Yeah.
You think
especially
so?
because of the recently announced Nintendo for Babies
Oh, well, My
initiative,
Mario.
My Mario.
Yes, I do, but I do think
Also, I just think that's not. I just think that's fundamentally inaccurate. I think Nintendo is actually, to the contrary, known for making games that sometimes only appeal to very young kids because of their lack of difficulty and lack of any sort of, you know, like any sort of complexity. I guess think about the Yoshi games, like all the Yoshi games they've made. Like Yoshi's Island is literally one of my favorite games ever. And like all the Yoshi games they've made since then are just baby time frolics that are so fucking basic that they're just too goddamn boring to be interesting in any way. And it sucks. So like I just think that's not true. Also, like, Nintendo, I mean, those Mario movies fucking go crazy. Like, I think culturally, Nintendo's also pretty big with kids too. And now I don't fucking really know what I'm talking about because I haven't talked to any kids or whatever. But like, I like, when I think about like my nieces and nephews and stuff, like they like this stuff. I'm pretty sure, and like Pokemon, like people going crazy for Pokemon now. I do think he has a point that there's a pretty solid base of Nintendo fans that are fucking losers like me who are just like old pieces of shit who like this stuff because there's something wrong with them. But like I think there's still a pretty solid contingent of the youth that dig Nintendo, and again, this is my main point. But like, if that is the case, if there is any truth to that, it's because they're not releasing anything. Like, there hasn't been any new shit. There hasn't been any new fucking, like, when did Mario Odyssey come out? When did Mario Odyssey come out? Let me see. It was a fucking while ago for sure. "2017." Yeah, it's fucking what? It's 9 years ago? That's crazy. Like I thought it was less time than that. Honestly, I was like, it's not like almost 10 years. Like it is. Like this has been a fucking new. Like that's a fucking like child's lifetime. Like there hasn't been any new Mario shit. There hasn't been any new fucking 3D Mario shit. Like I fucking Super Mario 3D and fucking like Mario Sunshine wasn't that good, but like Mario Galaxy was fucking killer. Like all that shit came out within like a fucking span of that about a time. I think like it's like I don't know. It's just like that. If there's any truth to that, it's just because of all the shit that I've been
I
saying about
think
them not
sort of the
releasing any
thing I'm
of
getting
these
around to though is that kids are more
killer
interested
killer
now
franchises they
in
had.
your Roblox or
Mhm.
your the brain rot games that are being
Yeah.
made on in Roblox or in Minecraft or
Or in
whatever.
Fortnite.
Yeah, or Fortnite, and it's just like that's because that's what the kids are talking about. Kids aren't probably maybe
I
aren't
don't know
talking
about
about
that. I mean,
Bonanza on the cool kids are talking about Bonanza on the schoolyard, but I don't know if they're
I just
interested.
think Bonanza has limited cultural
But
cachet. It just
so
doesn't
with
really
that,
didn't it didn't
if the
set the
Switch
world
2
on
is supposed to
fire.
appeal to us,
Yeah.
if
You
it's
know,
finding a
like
hard time,
I think Metroid. I mean, I'm trying to think about like I think Donkey Kong Bonanza was pretty well received. Metroid Prime 4 seems like sort of mixed, but I think a lot of people seem like it's okay. But it's just the point being is like these games aren't like people like I mean I remember, like I said, I had a whole fucking like I was pretty verklempt with FOMO when Breath of the Wild came out because there's just like just people could not fucking shut up about that game and just like this game is so fucking cool, and it is. Like Breath of the Wild is a great game, but like people aren't talking about this stuff. It just doesn't matter, like nothing fucking matters in this day and age. But Donkey Kong Bonanza really doesn't matter. Metroid Prime 4 doesn't fucking matter. The only thing that mattered about Mario Kart was that people didn't really like it that much, and that's literally everything that's going on the Switch. Oh, and Pokemon totally sucks, by the way. You know, It's such an afterthought. I fucking keep forgetting it even
I'm
exists.
appealing to kids, then how can people like us save the Switch 2 for other people like us? This is why I played Fata Morgana, because I was like, who are people like us? People like us want a huge legacy library. They want highlight games that perhaps slipped through the zeitgeist, that weren't targeted specifically
I know
to
what
them,
she's talking
that
about.
maybe they are hearing about today on the show, and they're like, oh, I'll give that a shot.
What they want
And
is a
hey, if
Mario
you like
or a
visual
Zelda.
novels
That's what they want.
that are extremely highly ranked and apparently
I think
very
she
violent,
misunderstood the assignment,
then
as she
Fata Morgana
often
may be
does.
for you.
As she often does.
But to talk about projected onto people like us, people like us.
They keep saying people like us, and I keep thinking of that Talking Head song. It's like, people like us
probably
who
not just going to
invented
have
the
a
telephone.
They're probably not going to be a one console household.
Well, I think if you have one console, it's going to be a PS5.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
Yes,
and
or a PC.
Because, as to Matt's point, because so many things are multi-platform now. I mean, me, I'm just like I was going to play Fata Morgana, I just played on PC, you know,
Right.
because
Yeah.
and I'm a Switch 2 owner who I'm not
You
doing
probably
shit
play
with
that fucking
thing.
shit on
I
your
really
phone.
haven't gotten much use out of it since Bonanza.
So you're proving the hypothesis, which
Yes.
is you aren't doing shit with that console.
Yeah, I agree.
So how do we fix that for people?
I think there's a couple of things that I mean. Look, I think we have to stop this wishy-washy sort of. It's coming out on both, and I'm sorry about it, but something's got to give. The new games have to only be on Switch 2. That's just how it's going to have to be.
And what are those games? What are those games? They're franchises, you know, and they're like, here's Kirby Air Riders, and like I've heard that game's even pretty good, but it's like it's Kirby Air Riders, guys. Like even if it's like the only thing would matter with Kirby Air Riders is if it was like the greatest fucking game on earth, you know. Like even if it's really good, even if it's like I think that's what I've heard is that Kirby Air Riders is really good for what it is. But it's like, yeah, but it's Kirby Air Riders. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't. I feel like the more I'm saying this, the more I feel crazy. I'm sorry if it's annoying. I don't think it matters because no one's gonna watch this. But like it's like, what are we doing, guys? You know what you have to do. I know that you know. That's what's so fucking frustrating about this is that I know that you fucking know. If you were just totally ignorant, that'd be one thing. But you guys have to know how this works. You must know what people fucking actually want. They don't want Kirby Air Riders, all right? That doesn't fucking matter to like you're just not appealing to the people who want to buy this shit. Like I don't want to buy a Switch 2. If there was some Breath of the Wild type shit on there, I would. It's just that simple, you know? You guys have to do what's right. You guys have to do what you know what's right already. Come on, quit fucking around already.
They have to be better than Bonanza. Bonanza was good and fun, but was it the best? Is it the reason to buy a Switch 2? I'm going to say no.
No, I would say like if you were already going to get a Switch 2, then
that's basically what everyone
Bonanza,
says who
maybe
plays
say this on
that
our
game
episode,
says.
push
Like
you
it's
over the
really
edge, but,
really good. It's a really good game, you know? It's not a system seller. It's just that simple.
It's not a reason to like. It's not a system seller in and of itself.
It's crazy to me that Breath of the Wild is the Switch 1 launch game, which also comes out on the Wii U. So it's not like that's also a split generation title.
Yes.
It's not though. That's not accurate. Like this, like the story with the Breath of the Wild, if you'll remember, is that like she's saying it was a cross generational game on the Wii U, one of the most maligned, poorly selling systems in the history of video games. You know, like one of the most abysmal failures that Nintendo's ever had. Like a notorious system, like something on something comparable to the Virtual Boy, like just a crazy fucking fuck up on their part. Obviously, like Breath of the Wild is a victim of a situation where like that is a fantastic game that was stuck on a piece of shit system that nobody bought, like the fucking Wario game on Virtual Boy. That's a very good game, but you have to play it on the fucking nausea-inducing Virtual Boy to play it. You know, but the thing that was really good was that the Breath of the Wild was able to have a second chance on the Switch, which everybody fucking bought. But to say that that's a cross-generational game in the same way that like that they're basically selling with Animal Crossing or Tears of the Kingdom is totally disingenuous. Like, it basically didn't exist on the Wii U. Most people have no association with that game being on the Wii U, and it being originally on the Wii U is just more of a point of trivia, more than being something that puts it in the same camp as something like Tears of the Kingdom, which is a general cross-generational thing. That's a game that totally was played by most people on the Switch 1, and they are trying to get you to fucking buy Switch 2. They're saying this, and Animal Crossing, a similar situation. That's not the same thing here. And I'm sorry to quibble, but like, I think it is a salient point to make here when we're talking about what they need to do. She's saying it's like, oh well, they did this before and it worked. It's like, that's a totally different story if we're looking at the details more closely.
The way that it became instantly a part of the zeitgeist, where everybody was talking about Breath of the Wild everywhere online and in person. Like, I was playing Switch 1 at a bar, and people would be like, "Oh, is that Zelda game?" Like, that's like an entirely different thing, and it feels to me like history is repeating itself with the Wii U and Switch 2, in that, like, people are not speaking about the system because there isn't any killer software for it.
Yeah, no, I was thinking through this because I think there was a lot of weight put on, and maybe from Nintendo's perspective, but I also think like the gaming audience in general had higher expectations for Mario Kart World, and I think Mario Kart World
Nintendo did too. Nintendo did too. I think that was a mutual. I mean, obviously, like, I don't know what I'm saying right now, but like, yeah, I think Nintendo kind of just assumed that would be a total slam dunk, because people love Mario Kart 8. For me, like, I have similar, like, I mean, if I'm being totally honest, I have similar feelings about Mario Kart that I do with like something like Kirby Air Riders. I'm like even the best Mario Kart would just be something that I would play as sort of a curiosity. It would never ever be something that I would get as a system seller. But like, I know it's different for a lot of other people and they really like that game. But it to be honest, it didn't really surprise me, but that's just sort of my personal opinion about it. But like, I was like, really, you think Mario Kart's going to be the thing? Like, I don't think Mario, like, I think that by the time, I forget, but I think by the time Mario Kart 8 came out on the Switch, like, the Switch was already doing really, really well due to all the other great games that had come out already, like Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. So I think, using that as a basis for what's supposed to introduce your system to to the market, your new system to the market, I think is like, just, I don't know where they were getting that information from. It doesn't really make sense. I was surprised that you would put so much hope on a Mario Kart game. Like, I don't know if the other Mario Kart games all went super crazy mode like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
With the shrug, I mean, if people like it, maybe it has a huge online player base now. I don't know. I mean, I know they've done some things to update it, but I feel like it hasn't even made the impression of that Mario Kart 8 did. You know what I mean? It's like that one had a lot more stickiness and it was quite a bit more zeitgeisty. But in terms of Switch 2 games, I think there is Kirby Air Riders as something worth highlighting. Now, look, I remember Kirby Air Ride from the GameCube. This is the remastered, expanded version as a bunch of new content. And as a racing experience, someone who's not been hands-on with this game, but from what I've read about it, it is delivering a sense of speed. It is delivering like this.
I've heard it's very, very good. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, it is a very good Kirby Air Riders. All right. It's just, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a comparable example on a different system. I can't off the top of my head.
Sort of like joyous, chaotic, sort of like manic feel to it that people were expecting with Mario Kart World. So I mean, that could be one thing to point people towards a Switch 2 is like, and I would say larger than that. We already talked about Breath of the Wild, but I've heard secondhand from some friends that Tears of the Kingdom on Switch 2 is a much better experience.
I'm sure it is.
It really is just like
I'm sure it's great. It's an old fucking game too, though. Where's the new shit for the new system? Like, this conversation's just like, I feel like this is the same line you're getting from Nintendo. It's like, you can play all the old shit. I was like, bitch, get off your ass and make a fucking game. What are you
wow,
talking
okay.
about?
I can kind of appreciate this game. I'm not. It doesn't feel like it's fighting this old hardware. It's pushing it to its absolute limits. And instead, feels like, oh, this is a machine capable of, of rendering this game in all its glory, of giving us the appropriate view distance and what have you. So I was like, oh, that's an interesting one as well, because that's a
Yeah.
game I bounced
It's
off
a
of,
it's
even
an
though I
interesting
enjoyed it.
curiosity. That's all it
and
is.
it's a big chunky one. And there's the Switch 2 upgrade for it currently.
I feel like
too, so
these
that-
people are just like, they're abused, They're just like, they bought this fucking thing and they're like, I gotta think of some reason to play this, right? And this game, I remember it was really long because I spent so much time playing it already, I mean, that would take a really long time, right? That would give me something to do, right? That would give me some reason to play this fucking thing. It's like, guys, this is so sad. This is so sad. Can't you tell that you don't want to do this?
that could be a reason
Like,
to.
can't you tell
to
your
get in
heart's
there.
not in this endeavor?
I heard this too. I think the Switch 2 is the first Nintendo console with boobs. Am I wrong about that?
What do you mean?
I think there's games with boobs in them that are on Switch 2, and I don't think it's happened on
Well,
Nintendo before.
Cyberpunk.
Maybe it happened on Switch 1.
Cyberpunk has boobs.
But so that's the reason
Cyberpunk
I
has
chose
some other
Cyberpunk.
stuff, but you can see some other stuff in
like,
Cyberpunk.
It's like if you want to see
Some stuff they won't
titties
show you on
or
fucking
the hog in
Cinemax.
that case, in
Yes.
Cyberpunk, if you want to see nudity on a Nintendo console, then
Yeah,
Switch
man.
2 is maybe
They show
that's
full
pretty
bush in
that's the reason.
Cyberpunk.
If that's like what you want,
Yeah,
you could do it.
you could do it.
According to NintendoFandom.com,
Yeah.
the top selling Nintendo Switch 2 games are Mario Kart World with 9.5
Yeah.
million.
And that's
Yeah.
just the attach rate of the console because it was bundled.
Well, that too.
And then
Yeah, that's
Bonanza's
true.
way below it at 3.4 million. And those are 1 and 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
That's
I'm
nuts.
Yeah,
See,
that's not good.
No.
That's
I thought
Grandpa's-
Nintendo was more cagey with their sales numbers. I'm not sure where she's getting that information from, but
In
I'm
hospice.
not saying she's wrong.
I do think they could do a couple things. I mean, this is just a no-brainer, of course, and this will happen. We need a new 3D Mario
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah,
Yes,
we need it.
absolutely, absolutely.
just-
See, no, I didn't listen to this conversation, but they're probably just gonna say all the shit I said, and that's great. But I'm just saying, like, all the points they've made up to this point, I'm just like, yeah, let's just kind of let's acknowledge the very obvious, glaring point that we all need to, just kind of come to terms with is the only solution to this problem.
Need this.
Yeah.
And it's great that we had Bonanza. Odyssey, sure, like it was enough to tie us over for a little bit, but I think
Yeah, but not 10
we
years
gotta
as
just-
it's
we just
nearly
need a new
been.
one post haste. We need it
Jesus.
now.
Yeah.
Listen,
for
listen
sure.
to those numbers compared to these numbers. For the Switch 1, Mario Kart 8, 69 million.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Animal
we're-
Crossing New Horizons, 48 million.
yeah, that's like almost 9 years of data, though, right? Like,
Sure,
yeah,
sure, but it's also, I mean, Animal Crossing New Horizons didn't come out
No.
9 years ago.
no,
Like like Breath of the Wild only sells 30 million with a 10-year cycle.
yeah,
But like those are rookie numbers.
yes.
Okay, I was wrong. I found a Reddit thread from 2 years ago. List of games that feature nudity at some point on the Switch.
And you were the original poster.
20 Ladies. This game, a lot of these are like
Oh, wow.
indie H games that I've never heard of. 20 Ladies. This game is a platformer. It displays 2D topless girls on completion of levels. Okay.
I've seen-
Crawlco Block Knockers. It's a puzzle game that unlocks images of girls with less closing items.
All right.
Okay.
Listen. This might give the wrong impression, based off of the topic of the conversation, but I need to go to the bathroom to pee and only to pee. I'm not going to be doing anything else in there. Don't get the wrong idea, okay? I'll be back shortly. We'll listen to the rest of this maybe. We'll see how it goes. It's been an hour, but I've jawed a lot more than I thought I was going to, but I'm glad to get this out of me. It needs to be said. It needs to be said, all right? I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. Maybe more than that. Not for the reason you think. Not for the reason you think, okay? Get your mind out of the gutter, you fucking dirty dog. Okie dokie. All right. Better dig the crap out of my eye before I turn the camera back on. That's what the pros do. That's how the pros do it. And I may not be getting paid. No one might be watching this or giving a fuck of a shit about anything I'm doing, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to be professional, does it? Hell no. All right. Sorry. Here, what are we doing? There we go. That's it. And we do this, and there we go.
This is a fun one on here. Mario Odyssey. A swimsuit can be purchased, and this leaves Mario topless.
That's nudity?
You're stretching the definition a little bit.
Yeah, see, I thought when man does it, it's not nudity, right? Isn't that what it's like? A man's tits is not nudity.
So I have seen
Witcher 3 was a mainstream game that had nudity that was on.
Yeah,
was,
oh yeah,
of course,
yeah.
CD Projekt Red also.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
fucking.
They let you see everything in that game.
I have seen in the eShop a lot.
They're crazy
recently,
about that. Between that and Cyberpunk, they're just like, you're gonna see some fucking
a
genitals.
lot of, like hentai games, a lot of sort of AI generated like slop, like brain rot, sort of like games in the eShop, and I think that stuff's gotta fucking go.
Well, this is a big issue with the Steam store that is like it's the Steam store that was well curated.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Steam's like I'm only sort of recently been able to play PC games. I didn't have a PC until not that long ago, and Steam seems like it's pretty well organized. Like it's pretty easy to find stuff. The stuff they bring to your attention is not just a bunch of fucking garbage like that. Like PlayStation has a pretty significant issue with a lot of that sort of tung Seguro, I don't know whatever the fuck it is, brain rot AI type garbage. But like the Switch, I haven't seen the Switch 2. I don't have a Switch 2. But the Switch 1 is laden with that shit. It is over encumbered with that shit. It's fucking crazy there. Like someone is just totally fucking asleep at the wheel there. Like it's just absolute bedlam. Someone needs to do something about that over there. And I'm sure the Switch 2 ain't any better, because it seems like there's just absolutely no barrier to entry whatsoever, no scrutiny, no criteria that they're following. It's just all are welcome. All the fucking dregs of the fucking
and so
AI
like,
slop world are welcome.
So much fucking garbage on
so much
there,
garbage.
You kind of have to be digging for it, and I feel like the eShop, it's just like a little bit more front and center.
Yes, it's like in the recommended.
Yes, he's right. Yeah. Yes,
so
absolutely.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, this is. The whole thing is like so much of like what fixing the Switch 2 is addressing core issues with Nintendo itself. Like their approach to online is so frustrating.
True.
Their
Very
weird
true.
sort of bespoke, gummed together architecture, the friend.
Now he might say this, like this is one thing that I've been harping on for a minute, and I wasn't expecting to bring this up, but this is something that I do think is relevant to what he's talking about, and is a point that I'm pretty passionate about. Is like, I think the fact that there are no achievements or trophies or anything like that for Nintendo games is crazy, just absolutely crazy. Like they have them on Steam, they have them on Xbox. I remember when trophies were implemented, Xbox was the first people to do it. It was sort of a controversial thing at the time. A lot of people look down on it, that it is like it's just a meaningless token to make you feel like you're accomplishing something in a game. And there may be some truth to that point, but I personally think trophies are a lot of fun. And I've had a lot of fun getting I don't have a lot of platinum trophies, but I have a few, and some of them I'm even not ashamed to say I'm a little proud of having. They're kind of like they were either really trying to get, or they are for games that were a lot of like fun. Like the main one I think about is Diablo 3. Like Diablo 3, getting the platinum for that was so much fun. It made me explore the game and play characters and do strategies and engage with aspects of the game that I never would have before, and it was a lot of fun. I think trophies can actually enhance a game's enjoyment quite a bit. And I think Nintendo's just absolutely like there's like this is the it's a similar thing with the online stuff. It's just I don't think they're unaware of these things. There's no way they can be. You know, they just are in certain ways very obstinate and stuck in the mud and just like stubborn about stupid shit that doesn't make any sense and just ends up hurting them in the end. And I think this is probably a lot of people a minor issue, but I can guarantee there's probably a lot of people who really fucking agree with me. They're like, the fact that Nintendo doesn't have any kind of trophy system at all, it's just fucking stupid at this point. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, you released another console and there's no trophies? Like how long are you not going to acknowledge that this is just a thing that should be in games now? Like, literally every fucking one else is doing it. Like, just fucking do it. Come on. Have an adequate online system. You know, have a like he said, this friend code shit is fucking bonkers. Like I never had a fucking friend in the world to fucking worry about doing that shit. So it's not really something that affects me. But I've heard it's very frustrating, and that using the means that Nintendo provides just alone for their online functionality is often insufficient for what people are trying to do. They have to use like fucking Discord or some shit, you know, and that's fucking awful. Nobody should be on Discord, but that's a whole nother conversation. But like, they're just weird about a lot of this shit. And I think the online stuff and the trophies is like sort of speaks to this point he's
Codes are
making.
so cumbersome.
Yes.
The lack of achievements is like a bit like there's
This
a lot
crazy.
of gamers who just are expecting achievements. You get fucking achievements on your iOS now. I mean, it's just like it's like it's everywhere except for Nintendo, and their determination to be the exception is part of why I think people get frustrated with it.
I think the lack of a Zelda, the lack of a Mario, I mean the full opacity, the fact that Nintendo has been so opaque about when those games may come out even to the system without any like hint
They haven't said
of
fucking anything, which is crazy. Just so crazy.
Coming in 2027, like anything.
Yeah.
Is
just say like the year. Like, you don't have to be even really like very precise about it at all. Like anything, just anything. Just suggest it even exists at all. Like, you could do some Elder Scrolls 6 shit.
Adjacent to me. When the GameCube, when N64 comes out, you've got Mario 64 on day one, and people are like, that sells the system. And then a couple years after that, or maybe a year and a half after that, you've got Zelda, right? Where like the fact that there's no Mario that drops with the GameCube is what sinks the initial sales of the GameCube. And even though you get Smash Bros on the GameCube, and it does have like a true Resident Evil 4, also GameCube originally and exclusive.
Yeah.
Like, you do have like a momentum that builds over time, but the GameCube feels more like a Sega console than a Nintendo console. And I think Switch 2 is having the same fucking problem.
Yeah, they tried to launch the GameCube with Luigi's cuck ass. Luigi's Mansion, thinking that he was going to carry the weight.
Yeah.
There's
You
no,
can't do it. You
there's
can't do
no
it.
Mario game.
There's no Mario game.
Like Mario World, or Mario Kart World is not Mario, it's a kart
No,
game.
Right.
yeah.
That is true.
It's catastrophic.
Yeah, it is such a bummer. I do think I have a couple radical pitches.
Let's go.
And like there may be, look, some of them might be craven. I don't
Wow.
know. Some of them might be dark-sided, but like maybe necessary.
Okay.
And I don't know if I have the strength to do what I have to do here, okay? But I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Xbox has Game Pass.
Yeah.
Right.
PlayStation has PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Nintendo has Nintendo Switch Online, which basically it doesn't have if you don't have it.
Right.
And that's just like a library of retro consoles.
Right.
Right.
From the Nintendo Entertainment System all the way to the GameCube currently.
Yep.
And that stuff's cool. And it's at I feel like a decent price for what you're getting. But I want more.
Okay.
I want more. I want a library of Switch games that you could pay to have. With the subscription.
They should
Right.
do that. They should do that because like everyone else is doing that too. That's how it is on PlayStation. Like, it's like Xbox, I think, is paying the price for trying to have this like day and date exclusive type shit. But generally, like, you can get some games that came out not too long ago. You can get some pretty recent titles and stuff like that for the basic online services for PlayStation and Xbox, and Nintendo should do the
They
same
just need to
thing.
do
Yeah,
this.
for sure.
And it could be first party games.
That's
It
not a
doesn't
bad
even
idea
have
at
to
all.
be It could be a rotating library. It just has to be something.
Yep.
This is again something that is so contrary to Nintendo's core ethos of just like they just don't approach things this way. They want to sell you the same thing over and over and over again. But you are right. There is now an expectation that you could have some sort of subscription service that will guarantee you some new or at least semi-current releases that you can play free of charge even for a limited time.
Yeah.
I mean, and just again their stubbornness to do that because they would never do it. Their games don't go on sale.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
that's another
if you
stupid
could just
thing.
get there's a Switch Fire emblem on here on Nintendo Switch Online. Sure, I'll give this a go. Why the fuck not?
I'll try this.
Yeah.
Right. And then, you have and next month it's going to be a whole roster of games. So you have to sort of be judicious with the games that you're picking from this library or whatever. Like it could be a
I think one of the things I'm just gonna say real quick is that like they do with this, what was he talking about? I'm sorry.
shitty Nintendo version of something that's already good.
Yeah.
Like they could
One second.
find some way to
Sorry,
fuck it up.
I
but
kind of
give me-
lost
give
my
me the-
train of thought
give
as
me
I was
the
starting to
option.
make that
You know what I'm
point.
saying?
It's
I want
embarrassing.
that. And look, I
This is
just
so
want
embarrassing.
more. I want
Originally
a library of Switch games that you could
Oh
play.
yeah, that I think just a fundamental issue with Nintendo is a sort of attitude of snootiness, and they have a reason to be made some of the most iconic and well regarded games ever. Like I can understand why you might be smelling your own farts if you were one of the higher ups at Nintendo. You're like, oh, we can't do anything wrong, and when doing what other fucking people do is beneath us. Like we don't put our games on sale. We don't have achievements. We don't need to fucking incentivize people to play games other than just the games. Nintendo's just about the games, and the games are pure, and the games are magical, and the games are not they can't be besmirched. And it's like, dude, you guys aren't I think one thing we're seeing with the Switch too, and then Nintendo's shown frequently, when I think to a certain extent, the maybe the fandom of Nintendo is a little kind of delusional about some of this stuff because they're so focused on the stuff that they like that they don't really acknowledge some of the stuff they do that's wrong and stupid and a lot of their failures and whatnot. But it's like, you guys aren't all that, all right? Like, you're not beyond reproach, okay? And you're not beyond fucking taking a note from someone else. It's not like you can't be fucking told anything. And I just think that's sort of I think they have that kind of general attitude about a lot of what they do. And and I think having a certain standard of quality, which is clearly a part of this, and their whole dedication to artistry and whatnot, that's great. I think that's cool, but I think it's also made them pretentious and made them snooty, and it's hurting them now in a way that I think it is certain those instincts can serve them in certain ways too, but you have to tamper it in. I think you have to realize when you've gone a little too far and you've kind of you've put yourself in a situation where you think you can't do any wrong, and you need to sort of recalibrate. And I think I hope they're realizing that. And I'm sure they've been around a long time. I'm sure this isn't anything that they don't understand, but just hopefully they can stop smelling their farts long enough to just get a whiff of what's going on in the air and try to respond to it.
With the subscription.
Yes.
They just need to do this. And it could be first party games. It doesn't even have to be, it could be a rotating library. It just has to be something.
Yep.
This is again something that is so contrary to Nintendo's core ethos of just they just don't approach things this way. They want to sell you the same thing over and over and over again. But you are right. There is now an expectation that you could have some sort of subscription service that will guarantee you some new or at least semi-current releases that you can play free of charge even for a limited time.
Yeah.
I mean, and just again their stubbornness to do that because they would never do it. Their games don't go on sale.
No.
But if you could just get there's a Switch Fire emblem on here on Nintendo Switch Online. Sure, I'll give this a go. Why the fuck not?
I'll try this.
Yeah.
Right. And then, you have and next month it's going to be a whole roster of games. So you have to sort of be judicious with the games that you're picking from this library or whatever. Like it could be a shitty Nintendo version of something that's already good.
Yeah.
Like they could find some way to fuck it up, but give me the option. You know what I'm saying? I want that. And look, I know that they've gone into the weird peripherals area. We're already getting the Virtual Boy.
Why are we look,
So
I am
fucking
the happiest
stupid.
person in
So
North
fucking
America
stupid.
about the release of the Virtual Boy for the Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm the second happiest.
Why the fuck why are they doing that?
End of list.
That's
Fucking crazy because
that
they're
is-
insane.
that is
That's why
an
they're absolutely insane.
priority to
Yeah.
have over all hands on deck. We've got to get a fucking Mario onto this console.
Yes. Well, so they're not afraid to do something weird,
Yep.
right?
Yep. I think you're going to say the thing that I was going to say.
Because now people have adopted.
Yeah.
People have adopted
Uh-huh.
the shape of the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
The Steam Deck, the ROG Allies, these
Yeah.
other PC handhelds.
Oh, I think we're going to say the same thing.
But there's a bit of nostalgia happening
Yes.
for an earlier time, not too
Uh-huh.
far back
Yep.
in the distant past.
I know where you're going with this, and I'm on the same page.
People like to shut devices.
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
They like devices with hinges, a
Yeah.
clamshell.
Yeah.
I want a second screen attachment for the Nintendo Switch 2.
If you flip the
Okay,
console over,
I'm less enthused
that
about this
USB-C
idea.
that's down at the bottom
Yeah,
is now at the top of the Switch.
that's right. Not blocking the buttons.
You could snap a hinged, like if it has like a grip.
Like
Mhm.
I
hinged
like the Nintendo DS. I still have my Nintendo DS. I think the Nintendo DS is a great system, but it's, one, I don't think this really is like, I don't think the Nintendo DS was a great system because it had two screens. I don't think it had anything to do with why it was a great system. It was a great system because it fucking was a cool handheld that had good graphics and good games. That's it. The two screens doesn't fucking matter. There's some neat novelty things they've done with the two screens that are unique that you couldn't do with else, but like a lot of other gimmicky shit that Nintendo does, that's not a reason to show up, so I don't think a second screen matters. And also I think making it a peripheral is also the Nintendo DS was designed to be that way. This I think this is just all wrong, is what I'm saying.
Second screen on there that could then fold into the system.
Who gives it? What the fuck would
and
that
you
do?
could play DS or 3DS games on the Nintendo Switch too.
I'm all in for some stupid bullshit like that.
Yeah, that's what we need is more stupid bullshit.
would
John
also-
Taffer's
yeah.
gonna be giving that a thumbs up.
Yeah.
He'll be like, shut that on.
But that's not going to save the system.
No, but that's what I was gonna say. Like that's the sort of thing.
No,
though.
but
That's
I want it.
That's a niche. That would be a niche product, and it would also like fracture the market. But going back to what you were just saying, Heather, and also
Yeah, that's the other thing. I was like, how would you make games for it now?
I totally get the urgency of like, yeah, we should have one of our flagship games. We should have a Mario or Zelda on Switch too. Like, obviously, that should have already happened.
Obviously, yes, obviously.
Been announced. We had Switch year one. We had Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. It's like kind of crazy what an abundance of riches it was in the early release window there.
It was like Jim Carrey's 1994.
Oh my god.
Just the greatest blessing we've ever received.
It felt like Ace Ventura and The Mask came out in different years, but no, it's the same year.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber all in the same year. How
Incredible.
does he do it?
I don't know, but I wish he would bless us with a little bit more every so often. But you know what? He's given us enough.
Yeah, he's doing Sonic
3
movies.
incredible
those are-
performances in the Sonic.
dude, like here I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna talk about this too long, but okay, my personal, I've seen I love video games, I love movies. I would love to love video game movies, but I think they are literally all bad. I've never seen a good video game movie, and I don't think a good I'm gonna be real. I kind of like the Minecraft movie. I didn't think it was that bad. I think it was a hell of a lot better than Sonic. And everyone's just like, "Oh, the Sonic movies are so good," and Jim Carrey is good in them, but that movie is fucking, banal, basic bitch dog shit. And all I've heard about the other Sonic movies is like, they're not as good as the first one. It's like the fucking first one sucked. The first Sonic movie sucked, and Detective Pikachu also sucked. I think The Last of Us, the first season of it, the second season I'm not so sure about. It's kind of hard to assess it based off of how it relates to The Last of Us Part 2, the video game. I think that's not too bad. I didn't mean to make this about a bunch like, whoa, here's what Rupert Climp's like, I was trying to say flops and chops, duds and suds. I can't think of anything. The good video game stuff and the bad video game stuff when it comes to adaptations. I didn't mean to make this a sort of breakdown of that. Anyway, getting back to the podcast.
Anyway, but going back to the GameCube, the one time Nintendo really dropped the ball on a mainline Mario was Super Mario Sunshine, a game I have some affection for, a game I finally finished when we returned to it to do it on the podcast.
That game sucks. That game sucks.
A game that is flawed and certainly has a very messy end game. As a result of just being kind of like rushed out the door. And so I feel like Nintendo has learned a hard lesson from that and is very, very protective of Mario and is just going to take their sweet ass time until they feel like that Mario is as AAA as it needs to be. But like, I think like if they panicked and were like, well, shit, we got to get this Mario out a year earlier, 6 months earlier than we planned. We got to hit this in holiday 2026 because we're freaking out. It just feels like that would backfire.
But how could it be that the last 3D Mario game was almost a decade ago? They've had 10 years to develop this fucking 3D Mario game. The only other Mario game proper that releases on the Switch is Mario Wonder.
I think part of the issue is
that
availability.
Game's fine.
Mario
that game
has
is
been
totally
shooting
fine.
movies.
He's been busy, and you know, once he becomes
hard to
I'm gonna
book him.
throw my phone.
He has to decide, you know, which one he's going to be. Is he going to be in video games or is he going to be an actor? Because he has his foot it's sort of in both worlds right now.
It's kind of hard to.
I swear to God, they're gonna fucking give a trailer for the next Mario 3D game, and it's gonna be voiced by Chris Pratt, and we are all gonna be so fucking angry.
Like, I love God. You're like, whoa, what the hell?
No accent. I love God.
And white Jesus Christ. We can't sit here and think.
They kind of,
and you just kind of put down the controller, and you're just like, oh
they
my
kind of stink it up a little bit sometimes. I think it's you know, like I guess that's what you do in comedy. You really gotta.
We can't sit here though and act like there's.
It was funny. It was funny. I don't know if it was quite that funny.
The next Mario game is. We just don't know about it. I would have to assume that they're working on it.
Well, yeah, you'd assume that, but you would also assume then that we would have a trailer or some hint. There's not, as far as I can tell, in like.
I mean, honestly, that's the main thing that just like that's the main thing that gets my fucking. You know, I go crazy. It makes me absolutely crazy thinking about it. I'm just like, how is there not even a fucking whiff of this shit? Like, are you kidding me? Like, you guys aren't saying anything? Like, how long's this fucking thing been out already? Like, I really thought we would have had some news on this front by now, especially in one way or the other. It's just fucking, it boggles the mind.
Press, Reddit, etc. There's no like, oh, the next Mario game is going to be a 4-player simultaneous. Like some leak somewhere.
Yeah, and the Bonanza team was the Odyssey team.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, who's doing it if they're not doing it?
Bonanza was a semi-stealth release. I mean, they did just sort of like announce that very close to when it came out. And it was like, oh shit. So they might be like, hey, that paid off. Why don't we take that replicated approach in?
3 million copies is not paid off.
Also, I think
just say that
there will be a long tail.
I think that's due to a lack of confidence that a Donkey Kong led title is really going to be that interesting to people. And I think it's sort of sounds like pretty soft reception, despite being a pretty well regarded game critically. I'm pretty sure sort of speaks to that. Like, I think it's sort of like with the Kirby Air Riders thing. It's just like it can be good. You can even be really good, but it's a Donkey Kong game. Like people like Donkey Kong, but not like Mario. Like what's up.
More DLC at some point too. I'd have to imagine.
I think
the game doesn't have enough stuff in it.
I think Mario might get some sort of announcement, some sort of tease because we got the upcoming movie. I mean, it feels like a natural time to do it, right?
Why would they do it? Why would they do something that makes sense? Why would they do that?
It would have to be something completely new.
I'd be totally fine with it being Galaxy 3.
A new Galaxy would be kind of rad.
That would be,
dude,
Galaxy
rules.
Galaxy
1 and 2 on the Switch, and it fucking rules.
Yeah.
Are those Switch 2 exclusives?
Those are.
They are. Yeah, you can't play that on Switch 1. I would be playing.
God, those games fucking.
It sucked because when they did that fucking release of all the Mario collection on Switch, like it was like 64 Sunshine, and Galaxy, and like, oh, come on, guys, you can put Galaxy 2 on there because Galaxy 2 fucking rules. Like, Galaxy 1 is really great, but I remember Galaxy 2 being fantastic, and I haven't played that game in ages, and I would love to. But that's again, that's like they said, like that's one of the enticing features in the Switch too. But it's like, that's cool. I would love to do that, but I'm not gonna buy a system for that
Score
reason.
is so good.
Stuff. I'm sick of this both.
Yeah, we don't need the both.
Yeah.
I don't need both.
Yeah.
But also, if
Sorry,
you're going to
this is-
re-release a
it's
game,
itching
why
my
not
eye.
both?
It's itching
I'm
my
like,
Because that's not a
Oh,
that's
should've
not a
turned the
system
camera off.
seller.
No,
You're not
no, no.
nobody's buying the Switch 2 to play Mario
No,
Galaxy
of course not.
from 15 fucking 20 years
No.
ago.
No, it's true.
And this is not. I don't know if this wouldn't save the Switch, but it's kind of more something I want. I think it could help. There's got to be a Baldur's Gate 3 port for the Switch too. And I know that I saw
Yeah,
this
sure.
last week.
Okay.
Larian was like, "Wizards of the Coast not have. We have a bad relationship. It's never happening."
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I'm
And
not
I
gonna
was
make
sort
it.
of
I'm
like,
not gonna talk
just
about this
do-
long.
just
I'm
do
not gonna talk
something, do
about this
something.
long.
What are we doing?
But I just want to say this because, like, okay, I'm making a confession here. I'm the one man on earth who fucking hates Baldur's Gate 3. I tried playing that game 5 or 6 times. I've probably put a good fucking, not even kidding, like 30, 40 hours maybe even into it, just trying to play it. Even on the easiest setting, I get my fucking shit wrecked hard before I fucking can even get like through the beginning of Act 2. And by the way, I'm confused and fucking up and not really having a good time that entire time. Like I mean I have this issue with CRPGs. That's correct, I think. Like, I don't like Divinity 2 either. I think that's a thing. That game is a real dog shitter. But like, and I'm not excited for the new one at all. Anyway, I didn't mean to say that much about it. But it's just like, hey, want to know something unique about Rupert Climp? He's the one fucking guy on earth who doesn't like that fucking game. They do exist.
Fix
One
your
of them
beef.
does anyway.
We are getting.
As far as I know, I'm the only
FromSoft
one.
exclusive to the Dusk Bloods.
Yeah.
Now I wonder how that's going to be. It's a multiplayer game, which is kind of like whatever. It's not really what I'm looking
it's like,
for.
It's like
but
Night
you know,
Rain.
the
It's
games
like,
are that
yeah,
right
maybe.
now. Night
Maybe if it's
Rain,
like
like,
$10
what are they
someday.
maybe that'll be awesome though. Maybe that'll be a reason to play it, to have a Switch 2. I also feel like it's not going to be Switch 2 exclusive for long.
And I love Elden Ring. Elden Ring is literally one of my favorite games ever, but
And there
I'm
just needs to be,
barely interested in Night Rain.
Because I feel like even though Hades is multi-platform and but I feel like that game was sort of defined as a Switch game.
I
for some reason.
associate it very strongly.
It was
with
on the Switch for a
because I
long
played it
time
on Switch.
before it was on
and
other
I feel like
stuff.
similarly occupies that, like Celeste too, in some ways.
Well, okay, so
Yeah.
what you were speaking to is that a big part of the Switch's appeal is that it was kind of like Xbox Live Arcade. I mean, it's just like it was bringing indie games to a much larger audience than previously been exposed to them. So games like Hollow Knight and Stardew Valley and the aforementioned Hades, like all these console only players, all these Switch exclusive gamers were all of a sudden like, oh, I'll mess around with this game. Oh, this game is good. It was finding its way to a casual audience that would, normally those games are things that would like primarily be on Steam, which has its own different player base. So yeah, that's part of what was interesting about the Switch. The Switch 2 just hasn't had the same effect because you can just play them on Switch.
Yeah.
I have a thumbnail for the episode that if we were on YouTube would be the take, which is that I think Nintendo has 3 months to save the system. And if they
Yeah, I think she's right, dude. Like they need to do something like any of the shit they've been saying and I've been saying for a minute, like yesterday. Like they gotta say something at the very least. They really do. I think she's right. I think that is a dire but accurate thing. Is like you guys gotta really do something very, very soon that's gonna make this worth people's attention and also worth making them feel like that their purchase was worthwhile. Like I feel fucking bad for people that bought a Switch too. I think you guys are being played for fools right now, and that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I feel the need to fight on your behalf for a wrong that's being committed against
You
you.
Two-Face. And if they cannot do it in 3 months, I think the Switch 2 will be a flop. I think that will forever be on the defensive, trying to catch up. I think that if in 3 months they haven't changed people's mind about the system, and in 6 months Sony announces whatever their portable is, then they're fucked.
Because, like, I mean, Nintendo's locked.
You got 3 months, or I'm burning this place down.
Nintendo is locked into this design, right? They can't go back to a home like just a box.
Right.
They can't go back to it.
They can't.
It has to be portable, and it has to be the home console also. So
it needs to be a thing you can look at.
yes.
It can't just be a box. You have to be able to look at it.
You can't be sitting from far away and looking at it. You have to hold it and look
You
at it.
have to hold it and look at it.
You making fun of me, you piece of shit?
No, I'm just saying, like, I agree with you. I'm just saying, but
you gotta look at it.
You gotta look at it.
I play Switch so infrequently in like docked mode
you're not looking at
that
it.
when I do it, I'm shocked at how good it looks on the television.
It looks great on the TV.
Because I'm like, oh right, Switch. It's not a Switch One.
Looks
The
good in the hand
graphics
when
look pretty good.
Yeah, Switch 2 looks
It's
pretty
pretty good, fancy screen. It's nice.
they gotta
They gotta fix it in 3 months, or
They
it's
gotta
fucked.
fix it in 3 months, or they're shutting it down. I do think
I agree. Things are dire
they
for them,
fucked up in a
man.
couple aesthetic ways also, right?
They're
Like,
fucking
I
up
do
in other
think
ways
it's a sleek
too.
looking
You know,
piece of
I'm not going to
hardware.
get into, but
It's-
like if you
it's
know
nice.
anything about gaming
looking good.
news, you know that they've been kind of
This
making like
good.
kind
Switch
of
2?
unpopular moves in a lot of other
Oh,
ways.
that's
What are you
Switch
gonna
2.
fuck your game?
recently.
I don't know what's
It's looking
happening.
good as hell.
They just announced some new colorways for Joy Cons,
Hmm.
and when I hear this before seeing it, I'm thinking bright colors are back. We're gonna see some,
Mhm.
red and blue, like solid colored Joy Cons.
Right.
When I click on this goddamn link, and not Link from Zelda,
You got Ryan with that one.
finally, only took an hour and 30 minutes.
I've been laughing behind the
Okay,
camera.
Thank God.
I love God was really funny. The new Mario is really good, but I can't believe they replaced Mamma Mia with I Love God.
I love God.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Look,
yeah.
there's still the
And we all
regular
laughed. Some of
Joy-Cons,
us
but
really
the
laughed. Some of us
accent
went
around
insane.
The joysticks
Yeah.
are just different colors, and I just think that's completely wrong. They lost the plot.
Yeah, I mean the Switch launched with they had the red
Sorry,
and
I
blue
should've done
one
that.
was as an option. The two
Yeah.
Joy-Cons, that was part of the fun.
And then if you were, you didn't want that, you got the gray
You
ones.
got the gray one, but
And the
this
gray
one's-
ones are not nothing. Those are nice.
No, yeah, but I mean, this one's available. It's just one colorway at launch, and also, yeah, there maybe is something to just like it just looks too much like a Switch One.
Yeah.
it doesn't really distinguish itself.
Guys, I'm looking at the release date, the release calendar for the upcoming games for 2026, and I think the Switch 2 is a flop.
Well, we don't know.
No, I think it is. I think it is.
Because they have 3 months.
Yeah, no. I'm looking at these games. You've got no outstanding original titles in January 2026. In February, you have Dragon Quest Reimagined,
Yes.
which is a remake
Which
of
looks
an existing
cool.
game, but still maybe enough of a
And it's just
shiny
you can
of a shiny toy to keep people invested in
you
February.
can get that on PlayStation. You know where I'm going to be playing that, and like I'm sure you can get that on PC. You can get that anywhere games are available. Like that's just like that ain't gonna. I mean, they'll sell games. Nintendo will get a cut of that, obviously, but like that's not gonna move a system.
That'll also be on everything.
Right.
Exactly.
In March
yeah.
2026, you get Pokemon Pokopia.
Yeah, no, that's gonna.
What?
Here's the thing.
What is
I have a
that?
good feeling about this one.
Is that a
Yeah.
is that a
This
is
is
that
gonna
an
be big.
But that's March
encyclopedia?
2026, and you've got
They're releasing
one game.
That sounds like it's a 3-month window.
Okay. No, it's not going to save the system on its own.
Folks, we're back.
In
The Nintendo
April,
Switch is so bad.
in April, you have no original first-party titles.
Mhm.
In May, you have no original first-party
Wow.
titles. Like
What?
in Q2 2026, you get Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Neat.
There's nothing happening on this system for half it. Like
And
you're gonna have
dude,
it-
like what, like one thing that is like, I'm like 2026 is going to be a banger fucking year for video games. Like 20 people were saying 2025 was pretty good. I think it was like okay. Like I loved Death Stranding too. Not really a whole lot else that came out this year, but like 2026 looks fucking nuts. Like, and a lot of that shit is like exclusive to PlayStation. They got like Saros and shit like that. Like, it looks fucking sick. Like Nintendo needs to get their fucking like ass in gear, get their fucking ducks in a row, whatever the fuck you want to say. Because like it's like 2026 is like it's gonna be a good year for a lot of other like Fable. I think is coming out this year apparently. Grand Theft Auto 6 if it doesn't get delayed again, which I think is very
For a
likely.
year,
But you
and
know,
you're going to compare that year to the Breath of the Wild
prospects are
Odyssey
good for
year? It's a flop.
2026.
Well,
it's
here's
gonna
the
be
thing.
crazy.
They did it again. They fucking hit the high, and then they flopped their second console.
There is, I think, a Nintendo Switch Direct in February. This is going to be. They have to show up for this.
That's within the 3-month window.
That's
that
within the
Heather
3-month window.
declared.
They have to then be like, hey, here's the stuff that you know is coming, and also some new surprises. That is their shot. They have to call their shot in February, or they're cooked.
Yeah.
And it's scary to think about.
Because there's nothing. There's
I will
fucking
say.
nothing. Are you looking at the release list too?
I'm looking at Bar Rescue updates.
God
now.
damn it.
The Crossroads.
That was funny.
The Crossroads Grill.
Oh, he is.
The Crossroads Grill in Antioch, Tennessee, was renamed Gaddy Shack by
Nope.
Taffer. The bar was closed before their Bar Rescue episode even aired.
And it's not funny because a small business failed.
No.
It's funny because this guy fucking sucks.
He sucks. He totally sucks.
His whole thing is that he's supposed to be good at this. You know who could fix these places?
He's an
Unfortunately,
object of derision
Guy
on
Fieri
several
could
shows I
turn
listen
these
to.
places around, no problem.
Yeah, for sure.
We were
They'd be
talking.
bad, but they would be in business.
Nick taught me today about the Bobby Flay coming in.
Oh,
And,
Bobby
doing
Flay is
somebody
such a
else's
fucking
job
Oh,
jackass.
Bobby Flay.
I fucking
And
hate that
Media show
guy.
on television.
and being better than other people.
such a
and,
tool.
sounds
He's such a
he could
fucking
fix
tool.
It too.
He can kind of do anything.
But
Yeah, he
beyond
can
the-
fucking
beyond
suck my
Christian stuff,
ass,
do we know-
fucking
have we heard-
Bobby
do we
Flay. That's
meet
what he
Bobby
can
Flay?
do.
Do we know who
Fucking
Bobby
sucks.
Flay
I know who Bobby Flay
He's a
is.
chef, right?
Yeah, he had a show called Beat Bobby Flay, and it would basically be like what it would be is they'd act like they were doing a fake special on a chef and like a you know like just a regular person, a non-celebrity chef. So it'd be like, this guy makes the best cheesecake in New Jersey, and so he thinks he's getting a Food Network special about him, and so he's going there, he's showing off his cheesecake, he's trying to make his cheese like you know his recipe. Then Bobby Flay barges in and is like, I'm challenging you. I'm gonna make a better cheesecake than you. And then and then the person's always upset. And then a lot of times Bobby Flay wins, and it's just like, this sucks.
Man, it's his show.
This guy who's not rich like me.
He's a jerk. He always struck me as a fucking jerk.
Fuck.
He was on, like,
I challenge
Iron
Bobby Flay
Chef
to a
and
fight,
shit.
a fist fight.
He thought he was all
He's
that. It's
good.
like, you're not all that, Bobby Flay. You suck.
I do. Yeah, it's looking dire. I do think. I think.
What, Nick? What?
This is from this is the Bar Rescue subreddit 3 years ago. Right now, 47% of all the bars are still open.
That's so low.
Less than half of the ones
It's like
he
20
rescued.
seasons.
Yeah. A lower approval rating than the president.
God damn. Fuck.
Look, I want nothing more than the Switch 2 to be a success.
Me too.
Because I need the next thing to also be good, right? But maybe if this one's not as good, they'll lock in, and whatever Switch 3, Switch Pro is, would be.
But that wouldn't even be like what they do over and over again.
I hope they're listening to it,
Is they make a thing and then they try and do it again and they fuck it up. Like
Yeah.
Wii to Wii U is, hey, wow, this is incredible. And
When
the
they
Wii,
hit on something, yes.
and the Wii is an enormous correction from the mistakes of the GameCube,
Mhm.
which was in a lot of ways
Yeah.
the same as an N64.
But
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
the GameCube was meant as something of a reaction to the N64's absence of a cartridge or like insistence on a cartridge format, which was more Nintendo's stubbornness.
I think that 3DS was not as popular as the Nintendo DS. Like they do this over and over again, where they do the same thing twice,
Yeah.
and then they fuck it up on the second round. So maybe the next console is going to be like fucking VR glasses, or it's like, have you played the Nintendo gloves? Like it'll be something that we can't even imagine.
Well, they've done the glove before.
Power
Nintendo.
glove.
Nintendo.
I gotta pee again. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. 1 minute. Okay. Let's get back to it. Or 1 second, 1 second. Nose is bleeding. My nose is bleeding. I'm sure that's fine. Okay.
is that a first party?
It was a Mattel Power Glove.
Yeah, yeah, it's
so they
Mattel.
haven't done it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Ryan knows the Power
It's so
Glove.
bad.
Anyway,
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
they've got to do. I think the system is going to crash out this year, and I think that we might end up seeing a rushed release of the next Nintendo console as
What
a
the-
result too.
Oh man.
Because when they fuck up,
Yeah.
they abandon.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Virtual Boy, abandoned.
Yeah,
Wii
she's
U,
right.
abandoned.
She is
I
right.
just think
Yeah.
that like they have such a dense. I mean, not currently. They have a dense library of IP that they could
Yeah.
dig into that they're
Yep.
not really digging into.
Nope.
This Metroid game, not very good. People are saying, people want Star Fox and they haven't really cracked what
Yeah.
to do with Star Fox in a long time.
Star,
right?
yeah.
Like there's things that they're just
Star Fox was only good a long, long time ago, and even then, it wasn't like that good.
like
really,
leaving behind. But playing
Star Fox
the
is not going to save the
Dragon
Switch.
Quest VII reimagined demo, even just in that brief, little section,
The game looks
sort of had me
good.
thinking about what Pokemon could be. And
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a long time
Yeah.
in regards to Dragon Quest specifically,
Yeah.
because Dragon Quest 11, I think, really works well with within the limitations of just what they're given. Like it was multi-platform, but it was everything. But it looked pretty good and ran pretty well on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking that like if they just really like locked in Pokemon, I think Pokemon is the thing that could save the system if Pokemon decided to become good again.
Sure.
Or because that's the other thing that's happening this year. It's Pokemon's 30th anniversary this year.
Nothing has been announced other than Pokopia.
But Pokemon has their own separate directs. Pokemon, and they're
Right.
going to have one on Pokemon Day this year. I think also in February, where there are going to be announcements for the coming year and the celebration of Pokemon 30.
This
If they
is something I
all
want to say,
the
like, this
original
is sort of
Pokemon
a side point, but like I do like, it does occur to me, like, this happens with I'm trying to recall, but like there's like Fallout Day, there's a few other like anniversaries of whatever, like, and there's always like all this anticipation about like, oh, they're gonna announce something on the anniversary, and they more often than not don't. And it's just like, I feel like at a certain point people got to stop like anticipating anything on these apparently auspicious days for video game anniversaries that something exciting is going to be announced then, because it seems like more often than not it's fucking nothing anyway.
games are coming to Switch in some way, either via Nintendo Switch Online or individual purchasable ports. That could be pretty big. That could be good. That could be. I don't know if it's going to save it, but it could be something.
Pokemon Company is making infinite money from the card game Pocket,
Yes.
which I'm still playing every fucking day.
Yes.
And it made more money in the same window of time than Pokemon Go did, which was an enormous release for the Pokemon
Yeah.
Company. So they know how to make
Got
money.
a Pokemon Pocket card game to the polls.
Ah.
Hillary just lost again.
That's just going to prison for life.
Lock her up, I say.
If you don't know how to use a phone, don't use a phone.
What?
Because wasn't that the excuse? She was like, I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, her emails, but her emails. And she was like, I just don't know how my phone works. That was like part of it. I'm old. I don't know how my phone fucking works.
Here's like what you were just saying about they're making so much money off of Pokemon Pocket as like, is this sort of the thing where Nintendo is like just Switch 2 is just maybe not as big of a priority for them because
As
they're just
what?
like, I don't know. Well,
Yeah,
just
what-
like
what else are they doing?
I'm just trying to think of where else they could be
I
pulling.
mean, they got these
revenue.
movies
I mean,
and
certainly
shit.
They've
I
got
don't know.
Is
the-
Pokemon Company Nintendo?
yes.
It's like fully Nintendo.
Yeah. Game Freak
What?
is elsewhere, but Pokemon Company is just Nintendo.
But it's like the thing of like how EA, if you look at their revenue, like they're making almost all of it from whatever FIFA Global Team or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
just like this pay to win sports game that has a global appeal is such a huge part of their business that they really just the rest doesn't even fucking matter to them, you know. So I wonder if it's a thing like that. But there's still such a hardware driven company that it's hard for me to wrap my head around that. But I do think that maybe there is a way where Nintendo could start to view it, and this is because these things keep coming out on both platforms as the Switch 2 is like the PlayStation 5 Pro. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like the games come to the Switch. That's the platform. And then if you want an upgraded version, a souped up version is going to be on the Switch 2. But we're still maybe selling Switch hardware. I was looking for sales numbers for 2025 for the Nintendo Switch and failed to do so. But I'm curious how
Yeah,
much
you were looking at they didn't have that on the Bar Rescue website.
I wonder how many. I wonder how many units of Switch is still being sold.
Yeah, it's
Oh, no, yeah.
probably quite a few because I mean I feel like I see on the shelves Switch Lights even, and people are buying those. Oh,
Right.
You know, still.
Pokemon is still the highest, the highest grossing media franchise of all time on planet Earth, with $115 billion compared to, say, Star Wars, which only has $46 billion. Underneath Pokemon is Mickey Mouse and Winnie the Pooh at $61 billion and $50 billion. All of this being pulled from Wikipedia, so who knows when it was most recently updated. But you can't have the Pokemon IP continue to make money if you don't have the games.
They gotta
I
have the
think-
game.
You gotta have the games,
I
absolutely.
don't know what keeps fuel. If you can't keep putting Tinder.
It's very
into that
basic
fire,
at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
it
It's
eventually
very
burns
basic
itself
what they
out.
need
Yeah.
to do.
Right?
So we're gonna start swiping left.
That's what I've been saying the entire time.
Let's do
Sorry.
it.
Sorry.
Wow.
I do have a segment.
I swear to God, if it's just going to be bar rescue jokes.
I wish.
Okay,
I
so
wish
we're
I
good.
had
We're done. We're
foresight.
done with that. We're done because that's all we need to. Okay, so we've only got like a few minutes left. I'm pretty tired, but it is 2 hours with Rupert Climp, and I'm not gonna fucking I'm not gonna scrimp on the last few minutes of the show. I'm called Climp, not Scrimp. All right, get it straight, honey. All right, so give me like I think I'm just gonna flip through obscure tube for like 5 minutes and. We'll see how that goes. If anything catches our attention at all, give me like 2 seconds to pull that up. Here we are. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me make sure this is okay. Okay, I think we're good. I think so. Okay, maybe just for like 10 minutes. It's like 3 minutes seems short. I am tired though. I am tired though. Let me just say, real quick about that. It occurred to me while I was watching that like they ultimately agreed with the points that I was, they got to the points that I was making, to counter their initial ideas about it, because, and of course they did, because that's the natural conclusion anybody would come to, and I was like, does this need to exist at all? And I was like, no, probably not. But, I think I made my points well, and it was good to get some of that, um, opinions, I guess, about Nintendo off my chest. It's something I've been thinking about here and there lately. It's just kind of astounding to me how much they're fumbling the ball with this stuff, But like Heather said, they do that a lot. That does seem to be their sort of fate for some reason, is to have this very, this very incredible success, and then to try to follow it up, and then they just don't do it, and then they learn lessons from that and they apply them to have success, and then they try to repeat it again and they fuck it up. So that's just the way it is. But I think it was worthwhile, and it's a stream. Does it have to be good or have any meaning or purpose to exist? I don't think so. That's not what I've seen anyway. So anyway, let's look at some of this shit now. Okay. All right. Damn, dude. Oh, well, skiing is fun though. I was like, I don't want to be there, but skiing is fun. I've only been skiing once, but it was fun. There we go. Nice. Australia. Sydney. The town named for a lady. Sorry, eyes itchy. It's kind of quiet. It doesn't. It's not any good. Okay. Whatever. Whatever.
Сама фігурка фірми Mattel, динозавра. Ось така вона класнюща, в гарному стані.
They're selling this toy or
Не знаю,
something.
що вона в них означає, якщо чесно. От тут є ось такі кнопочки. Якщо
At the dealership are taking a photo for the dealership. Oh, it's cool. Are we done? Are we done? It's this guy. I am this guy. I am this guy. He's like, tell me when we are done. I don't want to do this. Wish I could understand what they're saying. Ooh, that car's loud. Ooh, that car's loud. Damn. So see, this guy's gonna try to escape again. Like, yeah, go. No. Okay, go. This guy. I am. We are kindred spirits, me and this guy. Come on, let him go. How many fucking photos you gotta take? Alright, here you This guy rules. That guy rules. I love him. Alright. Oh, chicken! Hey, rooster! The handsome boy! Let him go! Yeah! Hell yeah! Get it! Now you see why he gets all the ladies. Alright, what's this? What the hell is this? Yeah, whatever. It's just a road or something. What is this? A deer.
Sesi dapat juga merchandise. Nah, oke, tanpa
same
berlama-lama
place?
lagi kita langsung masuk aja kok ke.
Oh damn! Shit yeah!
WhatsApp untuk mengklaim merchandise-nya. Ada MOOC ya,
I don't know. I'm not sure. What's this? From One Piece. Naruto. All right.
Hi, I'm Bill Hawthorne of A for the People Training Institute and Insurance Agency. We are a full-service agency. Listen,
Does this guy like have a neck
we need
brace
to grow
on?
the agency. We need people who want to get their insurance license. But in the meantime, we'd like to get some more licensed producers who want an opportunity to have partial ownership or agree to be part of our growing compensation plan. We are coming to cities like Orlando, Cleveland, and Philadelphia But let us know where you are, because we could do that there where you are. So, A for the People Insurance is celebrating 35 years.
Okay. I think this lady's like selling toys. I think we saw this with the dinosaurs a moment ago, if you'll recall.
I want you to just go right to the trailer, and then I'll tell you when to stop.
That's cool. Good for her.
Front of the trailer. No, just stay. Keep going straight. Keep going straight. Keep going.
Nice driving. Oh my god, it's video in video. What is going on here? So he's shooting him, shooting them. Guys, come on. Let's just enjoy our dinner if that's possible, okay? This lady's like, what's going on here? What sort of buffoons did I bring to this dinner? Seriously. Seriously. I think I need to stop in a minute. I'm getting loopy. Uh-oh. No, not kids. Come on, one more good one. That's not good. No, not more dinosaur toys. I've had enough dinosaur toys for one night. Oh, maybe we'll see a cryptid or something. Okay. Dougie.
คนดวงดีไม่ต้องทำอะไรมาก แค่เห็น
Sorry.
คลิปนี้ คุณ
Sorry.
ก็รวยแล้ว รัฐ
No, cars are boring. I don't care about your cars. It's beautiful. Okay. Okay, if I leave it on this, I'm gonna have a nightmare.
Hello, my name is Greg Waits. I am a middle school teacher in Peachtree City, Georgia at Booth Middle School. This is my first year teaching at this school and teaching middle school altogether. I am teaching high school physical science to 8th graders. For the last 20 years, I taught high school agriculture.
Okay.
So there can't be any leaks. Okay.
É o prato da putaria. Vem pro baile funk, querendo nos provocar. Ela vem pro baile funk.
Oh. No. Ooh. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. It's like GoldenEye music. Ding 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 ding. Yep. Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh man, I was just getting my groove on. Oh, ew, ew, oh, oh my god, oh, they look like fucking Fritos, oh my god, oh, whoa, oh, okay, oh god, that's fucking gnarly, I can't, holy shit, oh, wow, okay. I think I gotta stop. I think I suddenly don't feel very well. Okay, give me a second, and I'll give me 1 second. Just give me a second, please. Okay. Well, it was a late show. It was a different type of show. It was just, was whatever. But it was. I think it went okay. I think I made some salient points. I think I did. I think I did good enough. So on that note, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it for tonight. And this has been 2 hours with Rupert Climp, and I'm Rupert Climp, and this has been the show that I do, and it is what it is. And I don't know. If you watched it. I hope you enjoyed it, but that's very unlikely, you know. So I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'll just turn this off and I'll see you later, or whatever. I don't even watch the Sandra Pearl video. That's what we do at the end. If you ever watch the show, you know that at the end of every freaking episode, we watch a Sandra Pearl video. That's kind of a tradition around these parts. But what would you know about that? What the fuck would you fucking know about that? Not a goddamn thing. And it's fine. It's all fine. It's all good. Because I'm having a good old time no matter what you say. Sandra Pearl, take us out. 2 hours with Rupert Climp. See you later, folks. Bye-bye.